Hey, so welcome to my film diary, and basically it's a list of all the films I saw in that particular month. And in this video, it's about August 2020, and this month was pretty filled up with ups and downs because some things started to happen in my life, like my online classes got started again, and because of that, my routine got upset, and I couldn't see much of the films. But still, I managed to watch around 22 films. So let's get started. So the first film I saw was a Spanish film El Angel, and it's about a 19-year-old boy with an angelic face, but he likes to steal and he's a born criminal, and he finds pleasure in that. And the performances, cinematography, acting, music, everything was great. And you would clearly see influences from many great filmmakers like Martin Scorsese. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this film and you should definitely check it out. It's a great film and you will love it. And then I decided to rewatch Thunder Road by Jim Cummings, and from the past couple of weeks I've been pretty obsessed with this guy Jim Cummings. And I also did a scene by scene breakdown. So basically this film is about a police officer who faces mental breakdown after his divorce and also after his mother's death. So it's a great film and you should definitely check it out. It's an amazing film. And then I watched a documentary called Life Itself about a film critic Robert Ebert, and it was a good documentary. Basically it was about his relationship with films, his fight with cancer, and it was nothing out of the box, but the subject matter itself was crazy, and you should definitely give it a watch. It's worth your watch. And then I watched The Cranes Are Flying, one of the most highly impactful film I've ever seen in the past couple of years. And it's a Soviet era film, and I used to think that Casablanca, Singing in the Rain, La La Land, these were some of my favorite romantic films. But then I watched The Cranes Are Flying, and that just blew my mind. The cinematography is outstanding, amazing, but it has one of the most complex female characters you will ever see in any other films. So you should definitely check this out. This is an amazing film. And then I was feeling kind of sad, so I decided to watch Back to the Future. And guess what? I came out of the film feeling happy again. And then I watched Pop Verve on Vimeo, and it's a film made by Zuki Brothers, and it's about a DJ and his music producer who have to write a crazy pop song so that they can present it to their music producer Richie. And it was a really great film, and cinematography, editing were great. You should definitely check this film out. It's available free on Vimeo, so you can definitely go there and see this film. And then I watched Goldbricks Gloom on Vimeo by Danny Sanga, and it was about lives of creative people living in New York. And it was a great film, although I feel that the second half was much great than the first half of the film. But you should still give it a watch. It's a great film and it's available free on Vimeo. And then I watched a comedy masterpiece by Coen Brothers, and what a great film, especially the performances from Brad Pitt, George Clooney, John Malkovich, Frances McDormand, especially Frances McDormand, whose character was so sad but she portrayed her so beautifully. You should definitely check this masterpiece. It's completely a masterpiece, and I would highly recommend this film. You should definitely check it out. And then I finally saw Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard, and it was a great film, not a masterpiece. And I'll tell you why. Because of the time period. Because I've seen many great films which are based around the same ideology, and but although seeing a film that started all these movements was a great experience. And yes, I've seen all the stuff, all the reviews and all the video essays about this film and how great this film was, but this film never really worked out for me. But you should definitely give it a watch. Maybe this film will work out for you, or maybe I after a rewatch I might still like it. And then I saw Yes God Yes by Karen Mine starring Natalia Dyer, and it was an okay film. And I'll tell you why. Because the target audience of this film is very rigid. I mean, like Catholic teenage girls, that's the target audience of this film. And some moments of the film were really cringy, but the last 10 minutes of the film, I mean, the writing was so creative, so much great. And I would recommend that watch this film just to see the last 10 minutes of this film and then just completely forget about this film. Don't ever think, remember that you saw any film like this. Just switch off. And then I saw Krisha by Trey Edward Schultz, and it will not be an exaggeration saying that this film is among my top 20 favorite films list. And this film is beautiful, this film is horrifying, this film is tragic, this film is beautiful. But most importantly, this film is an inspiration for people like us, aspiring filmmakers, because this film was made out of the budget of $30,000, and which is pretty much great because you cannot think about making a film, a feature length film of such quality in this rigid budget. So definitely check this film out, it's amazing. And then I watched Cinderella, and I loved this film despite the fact that this film had a pretty bad CGI and pretty awful voiceover. But the things I loved about this film were Kate Blanchett's terrific acting and Lily James, who was stunning as well as powerful. Watch this film for both the ladies. I mean, these ladies were so much beautiful performing and just capturing the stage. Definitely check this film out. Then I saw a intelligently written masterpiece by Brian De Palma, and this film is Scarface, and it's a masterpiece because this film, after every time duration, tests your morality and your views about marriage, relationships, power, money. And definitely check this film out, and I'm no one to disregard this masterpiece because this is an inspiration. And the amazing acting by Al Pacino was, just watch this film, watch this masterpiece. And then I saw Inside Llewyn Davis by Coen Brothers, and this film is about a folk singer Llewyn Davis who struggles in his everyday life just to survive and in hope of a better future. And this film is tragic, this film is sad, this film is funny, and this film is a piece of art. So yeah, check this film out. It's a must watch and it's a masterpiece from Coen Brothers. In fact, every other film from Coen Brothers is a masterpiece and a must watch. So you should definitely check the entire filmography of Coen Brothers. And then I saw Mother by Bong Joon-ho. And I have a thing about Bong Joon-ho that I feel Parasite is not one of his greatest films. I feel he has created many other masterpieces like Mother, Memories of Murder, and you should not disregard those masterpieces. I mean, Parasite is great, it's a masterpiece, but it's one of his most renowned films, not one of his best films. So if you have not seen any other Bong Joon-ho except Parasite, then definitely check those films out and don't disregard those films. Parasite is great, but there are other films too. So, and then I saw The Farewell by Lulu Wang, and it was a great film, not an exceptional, and I'll tell you why. Because the Chinese culture shown in this film is pretty much similar to the Indian culture where I'm living right now, and many things like family dynamics, socio-political aspects of the film are so much similar to Indian culture, politics, society, where and I've seen all these things from my childhood, and it was nothing exceptional for me. But the thing that's exceptional for me is that an American studio made this film, a Chinese cultural film made by Hollywood. That's something which really stood out for me, and you should definitely check this film out. This is a great film, by the way. Beside my thrashing about this film, but this film is great. And then I watched Hunt for Wilder People by Taika Waititi, and this film is not a bad film. As some people thrash this film, this film is not a bad film, but this film is not a good film either. I have many problems about this film, especially the character establishments of the main actor, and there are some good things about this film too, like the cinematography, and many of the scenes are really funny and really brave. So watch this film and then judge for yourself. But I will definitely not recommend this film to anyone. And then I saw one of the best documentaries of 2020, Boy State, and it's a highly recommended documentary because it's crazy. It's about 1,017-year-old students who come together and form a representative government from grounds up, and it's so charismatic. It's so crazy documentary. You should definitely check this out. It's a masterpiece of 2020, especially 2020. And then I rewatched Thunder Road for the third time and did a scene by scene breakdown and a shot by shot breakdown for the second time. And this film is still a great film, and you should definitely check this film out. And then I watched Doctor Strangelove, or How I Stopped Worrying and Loved the Bombs by Stanley Kubrick, and it was a great film. Not as great as his other films, but still a great film. And there were many problems about